live from Israel. Two Jamaican teenagers have been cited posing as Jewish Megillah readers in the Ezras Nashim in a women's section of the local Tzfat synagogues. Beware, because should you have heard the Megillah reading from these Jamaicans, you would not be Yotze, you would not fulfill the obligation required by our rabbis to hear the Megillah reading on the holiday, the Jewish holiday of Purim. On another note, Hatzalah has asked us to announce they will be taking the day off. That's right. Normally Hatzalah is a Jewish organization that has volunteered emergency volunteers who go around in ambulances and motorcycles and these little scooters, some by bicycle, some by scooter, some by skateboard. But anyway, they have taken the day off, which is shocking because Hatzalah saves thousands of lives, especially around the New York and Jerusalem area. And so they've requested that should you need emergency assistance, you should dial 911 in your telephone, 911. But should you have a 15-year-old bourbon within your midst or near this sick person that's at least half full, they said, please call us immediately, we'll be right there for you. Now, just in, Nekturei Karta has once again returned to Iran for Purim. But this time, they've been sighted dressed in pig outfits for the holiday. The rabbis once again have banned these extremists and said we got nothing to do with them. Chabad rabbis have gotten together and decided to change the name of the Hasidic movement, which has been divided for many years since the Rebbe's departure from this world. And while they're discussing what the new name should be of this Hasidus, a youngster came forward and began a new argument, which now has made 3 separate followers within this Hasidic movement. So now Chabad will now be changed. Each of these groups will have their own name. One will be called Chachma, one Bina, and one Das. And there's now peace within Chabad. Next thing, Breslov Hasidus has made a public announcement to talk about the Nanach movement, which has a lot of youngsters who jump around with instruments on the streets of Israel, trying to make people happy. But unfortunately, none of the youngsters heard the announcement by the Breslov rabbis because they were playing their music just a bit too loud. Now, there are many Beis-Dins, the Jewish courts, that have been fighting about who should be the next Gadol Hador, who should be the next big leader. And they have not been able to come up with a peaceful resolution, what to do. So they came forward and they've announced a 900 number. That's right, you just dial on the phone, 1-900 Gadol Hador, and you pick out of the alphabet which Gadol you want. And there's also a special option to add your own idea of who should be crowned a new leader of the Jewish people. And they were surprised when the person who was picked was known as Madandra, a Kabbalist from Los Angeles. And after further research, they realized that really it was a hacker who had come into the phone system, and he was actually based at the Center of Fraud Kabbalah in Los Angeles, and had broken down the entire system and put in Madandra's name instead. Excuse me a minute. Let me just have here a drink. L'chaim tovim, l'shalom. Step away from here, and on a personal note, I want to tell all you people who are drinking, you may not be professional drinkers, and maybe you need a little bit of advice. So if you want to have a really, really good Purim, it's very, very important that you should mix many, many drinks. That's right. If you see something a different color, a different label on it, pour it all in. You know, pour it all in, mix it all together. That's right. One more here. That's right. Mix your drinks. You want to have a nice buzz, I think they call it. There we go. Second. Don't want to leave this out. Give it a little bit of flavor. Put in some tea essence. That's right. There we go. Alrighty. L'chaim tovim u'l'shalom. It's really good. Now, Jewish private schools have come forward and asked students not to bring firecrackers to school because there's a lot of commotion in class, but they will allow snappers. Now snappers are these little things that when you throw them, let's see if we can do it here. Oh, let's see here. Whoa, that's right, oops. When you throw them, they go boom, but it's very quick, the sound, whereas, and it's not going, and usually they're generally harmless, especially on a wood table here. I'm sure my wife will appreciate that. Let me just have here a little more drink. Ah, this looks good. Let's mix this in here. A little liqueur. And for those of you that forgot to light the menorah on Hanukkah, it's never too late to fulfill a mitzvah. So, go ahead and light those candles to remember the miracles. It's very good. And always thank God for every little thing, every taste, everything in your life we take for advantage, all the blessings that we're given. So we should thank Hashem for each thing that He's given us. Heineken, Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Oh, blessing Hashem. I should put on my Hasidic hat again. Thank you, Hashem, Master of the world, for bringing Heineken to the Jewish people, and to all the people of the world, that we should be able to come close to you on Purim through this very special, warm and loving drink. A little home secret I learned from the boys. You put a little bit of mayo with wine. You can make a beautiful wine cooler. Then just add a little bit of this banana vodka. It's very, very good. Let's go back to the news. One more minute here. It's going to check my blood pressure. Be very careful, fellows. Don't overdrink. Watch your health. And definitely do not drive. Definitely do not drive while intoxicated. Only on the drive when you're intoxicated with the love of Hashem. Alrighty here. Oh, it's still going there. I guess I'm still beating here. So let's see. And shocking news. Kosher phones. Kosher phones have become so popular that non-Jews are now requesting them from all over the world. And Verizon will be